Okay, so today I am just talking about a few GitHub features that I find quite useful in day-to-day stuff. Just make my life easier, just a few shortcuts and a few other things. So W opens branch finder if you're in a repo. So if you want to go to a particular thing, you can find it, go to it, and then if you want to search for a particular file, you can click this Find File button here. But to be honest, I didn't find it until I actually learned the shortcut. So it's not really very intuitive. You can press T, and that opens you into File Finder. And it's got super fuzzy search. So if you, for example, want to find the web roots, you can find them very easily. And you can obviously navigate. It has a very descriptive thing at the top. It's pretty much exhaustive. You can enter into things. Can go back and you can exit out of it, and that's for these shortcuts. And if I go to another thing that I've prepared, next thing is pull requests. Obviously I hope you're all familiar with actual pull requests, but first thing is, let's make a pull request. There was a question in a previous meetup of whether you can make a pull request to your forked repo, and you can. When you try and make a pull request, they'll let you like any fork of that repo, including the base. And anyway, let's make it. Create a pull request. Then another, which is my all-time favorite new GitHub feature. It's not that new, it's about 6 months. But you can actually change which branch the pull request is against after you've made it, which I love, because I used to do it all the time, because we do features from develop and hotfixes from master and defaults for develop, and so many times I've done it wrong and had to like close everything, copy the description over, and it's just a pain in the ass. So I'm so happy about this one. So let's cancel out of that. And next thing is checkboxes on pull requests. I think it's just cool. And scroll up a bit, just do it by dash. Square brackets, you need a space in and a space between the two. And you do need a space in between the square brackets, because that's where the X goes. And let's just add a few. This one can be checked already. I am not very imaginative with my list names, but anyway. Let's save that. And you've got checkboxes. How cool is that? I'm excited, as you can tell. And yeah, and if you do GP, it goes back to your pull requests, where, as you can see, it shows you the progress of the tick boxes. So if you have a workflow where you have consistent items you want to check, like tests or something else, it's a really cool way of checking the progress of your pull requests. And going back into it, there's one more thing I want to show on pull requests, which is you can use T again to go to the files that have changed in that pull request. Awesome. How far did I get? Okay. Next. The compare functionality, which is, I hope you're all familiar with the actual compare functionality. Something that I only embarrassingly recently found out is I like to compare to my own branch. Like, something I want to show is comparing to my own branch, because what am I doing? Okay, so I really like you can compare between branches, and probably everyone does that. But what I really like doing is comparing my branch to previous versions of the branch. Because if you've done some code review changes or something, you've got like 3 or 4 commits that you want to share. You don't want people to go digging through the branch. You don't want to be looking through all of it. So you can just like isolate those few commits and then share them with your teammates or whoever you want to share them with. And you can use the syntax. You can, let's pick the last commit. And you can do like 3 commits prior. And that'll just show you the last 3 commits you did. And that, again, so useful if you just want to do the last few. You can do whatever syntax you want. It does. You can do anything you want. You can even do you can do days. You can do yes, it's today if I can spell it, or you can even do I was testing it earlier. You can do 6 hours. And genuinely work it out. It's amazing. And anyway, let's do 3 commits prior. And what's next on my list? Oh, well prepared notepad. Then we've got quite a few changes here, but I bet you quite a lot of those are white space changes. You don't want to be code reviewing white space changes. There's tools for that. So if you add w equals 1 and URL, you get just the actual changes, which, as it turns out, are a lot less. And you can build that up. It's because it's all built up in the URL. You can then mark a line, and it's already there for sharing. So it's quite a big URL. But GitHub offers a URL shortener. So then you can put that in the URL shortener, and you've got a 6-digit letter combination that you can share easily. You can share with your teammates. You can shout it out. You can share it on social media. I don't know what kids are into these days, but if you want to get opinions, if you've been arguing with your team for ages and you want to get someone else's opinion about a particular piece of code across a few commits, is really useful, and that works. I'm sure you believe me, but there it is. Add the line you marked, and that's most of it. What else did I want to show? Oh, CSVs. I love CSVs that are displayed as tables. Who doesn't? And that's kind of all of it. I went kind of quick because I was nervous, but pretty sure I showed you everything. And I'm sure you're all quite eager to get to the pub, so that was it for me. Okay, thank you.
Have you got any words to help you remember whether it's W or T? So I presume W is where, so the where is fine. Is that how you remember which key is which?
What? What do you mean?
In the shortcuts in the GitHub.
Oh, I've written them down. No, well, W for the branches, I have no idea. T is apparently a command T, which is a Vim plugin, which I wasn't familiar with. And W for the white space is for white space.
That's actually a flag in Git when you're doing a diff in Git on the command line.
What's that, white space?
-W, then it'll ignore white space.
For white space. Awesome. Thank you.